Hey guys, it's Sheila J. Davis here, and today we're going to be talking about the art of powerful marketing, specifically in regards to real estate and how real estate agents and brokerages can up-level their marketing and get even more out of their efforts. A lot of real estate agents are still doing things a little bit what I like to call old school, but now it's time to revamp and start using a lot of the new strategies that are out there and some specific strategies that I know will work because I've time tested them. So let's go ahead and get started, and first I'll tell you a little bit about the general overall part of marketing and then a little bit about me. So let's get started. Okay, so let's get started with the art of powerful marketing. I hope you enjoy this presentation. All right, the first thing we're going to talk about are the three different types of marketing that real estate agents need to be pros at every day. The first one is marketing your business to bring in the clients, lead generation and that kind of thing. Number two is converting those clients in front of them, like when you're in a listing presentation or you happen to have someone walk into the office or that kind of thing. And the third is marketing the homes that you're selling. This particular part of marketing that I'm going to be talking about today specifically is the art of marketing you and your business. And what it comes down to is perspective. And so I know you guys are already great marketers, but what I want to do is give you a different perspective on how you can do your marketing efforts to increase even more revenues, more listings, more list building, increasing your SOI, and just simply being a better agent, moving into the top agent stratosphere. So let's take a look by starting at where I'm coming from so that you know who I am, you know a little bit about me. So I've assisted hundreds of agents over the last 23 years as a licensed assistant, doing everything from marketing to transaction management and everything in between. I've worked with agents that are super successful and some that are making it paycheck to paycheck and even some that are just not making it at all. So about 5 years ago, I left the real estate world because I wanted to work from home and start my own business, do my own thing, and be able to help more agents in different ways. What I didn't realize was that by doing this, I actually changed my whole perspective on real estate and how I can help agents. And so I've been studying digital marketing, specifically sales funnels and lead generation, and including the mindset of the customer. I've not only worked with real estate agents, but I've also worked with a lot of other clients in other industries, and this has helped me see a whole other perspective as well. So I realized as I was working with clients like Crystal, Stephanie, and Dina, that marketing strategies that realtors are using could be improved upon, and some even great new ideas came out of this as I was learning about marketing for regular entrepreneurs or other industries. I found some things that I knew would work for real estate agents, and I even tested a few of my own, and I've seen that the ideas that I've had have really helped some other agents be successful, and it's been really exciting. As a matter of fact, I was in a marketing group last October, and I ran into a realtor asking for advice, and we hopped on the phone, and we were talking, and he actually helped me change the whole perspective of my business when he said to me over the phone, "You have to come back to real estate. You have the most brilliant marketing strategies of our industry." And I talked to Brandon a few times, and I've helped him, give him some ideas, and we're going to show you a little bit more about what Brandon and I talked about in a little bit. But Brandon has become a friend and a mentor to me and has been key in helping me come back into the real estate world, which I love so much. Powerful marketing strategies will make you a top agent. The fact is that you need to be doing marketing, and you need to be doing the strategies we're going to be talking about today. So my goal is to bring agents powerful marketing strategies that will help change the face of real estate marketing and make it simpler for hundreds and thousands of real estate agents to actually arise into the top agent stratosphere. So I'm helping to get you there. So first, let's talk about powerful marketing. There's three things that are required to have powerful marketing results. The first is strategy. The second is relationships. And the third is fame. Any real estate agent who uses these three steps will see a huge change in their business. So let's get started and start with strategy. Strategy equals success. I've seen and experienced this in my own business and real estate businesses and in other industries of entrepreneurs I've worked with, but most especially with real estate agents that I've coached or work with that are using these strategies. they get real actionable plan, and they become more successful. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as well. But first, let's talk about the strategy. So we all know Zig Ziglar, great man. He said, if you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time. I've seen this happen over and over in my own business as well as in my clients' businesses. I've been, when I first started out, I was targeting health coaches. And what's funny is only about 50% of the people I was actually working with were health coaches. I actually found a lot of real estate agents still coming to me, even though I was targeting health coaches at the time. So just because you're targeting sellers in one particular area of your neighborhood, a certain price range or a certain age group or some other niche that you found that you want to target, you still will hit other people outside of that target. But the fact is that if you don't target something, you look unfocused. So it's super important that you find your focus. So it's proven that agents who have strategy will have more listings, more sales, more recognition, and especially more success. And this comes from Gibbons and Connor in 2007 in a report that they provided. Not only that, but it comes from experience. So the top to-do list that you need to have, there's 4 things you need to do to have in your strategy so that you can be more effective. The first is planning. If you don't plan, you won't know what to do. And then when things get slow, it's too late. You don't have that list to go back on. You don't have that daily lead generation that's working properly. Your emails aren't getting opened. You're not doing your weekly marketing tasks, your monthly marketing tasks, and more importantly, your big quarterly marketing that you need to be doing. Quarterly events are going to be huge for you. The next thing that I see a lot of agents missing out on is tracking. Whenever you do anything, you need to track it. Track everything. How much time do you spend on marketing tasks? How much time does, or excuse me, how much money does it cost? What was the return on the investment that you made? What time did you do the task? Like what time of day, what time of year? Tracking is the most important thing you can do to be able to create a more effective plan as you're moving on. So once you've done all of your tracking, you need to analyze what's working and what's not working. You'll be able to see your successes and your failures, and you'll be able to make changes and tests that work better. So you'll be able to change that A/B testing and say, hey, let's tweak this on this side and this on this side and see if we can improve on that. When you find something that's working really well, you can even try and tweak that and see if you can make it work better, or use that as a baseline and create another strategy that's similar and see if you can get 2 strategies that work. The most important thing you need to do is to rinse and repeat. So if you're planning, tracking, analyzing it, rinsing it and repeating it, then you're going to be more successful. Statistics say that 1 in every 265 people in Utah is a licensed real estate agent. Now this is just the Utah statistic from 2014. It is much higher in California, so there's more people who have licenses in California, and it just depends on your state. So you'll want to look that up. But the fact is that you're not really competing against those other people who have a real estate license. The fact is that you're actually competing against the noise of the day. So how do you get above the noise of homeowners' daily activities to be the one that they choose? The first, obviously, is going to be building relationships. And building relationships is going to be the most important thing that you can do. The fact is that real estate agents actually have sort of a reputation for being super salesy. And if you're building the relationship as the person who, oh, don't talk to that person because all they talk about is selling real estate, that's not building a relationship. If you become a resource for homeowners, that's building a relationship. The next thing we need to talk about is fame. So let's talk about those 2 things. Now, I like Gary Vaynerchuk. If you can get past his language, which comes out every other word of his mouth, but what I really like about him is he says the best marketing strategy ever is to care. Have you ever had anybody say to you, oh, I forgot you were a realtor? Or you see your neighbor listing your house with someone else or something like that? That means we're not caring enough. And so how many people do you have in your sphere of influence? let's say you have 2,000 people on your list and you have 1,000 connections on LinkedIn and maybe you have 1,200 people liking your Facebook page. I mean, what is your actual sphere of influence? And what if every one of those people says you are their realtor and that you will take care of them? The fact is that if you are nurturing this group, this SOI of yours, then you are going to be the go-to agent that people will be referring. And that is the building the relationships. Did you know that homeowners only need an agent once every 5 to 7 years? So the fact is what are you doing in those 5 to 7 years so that those people are referring you, and then in 7 years when they want to buy a house, they're calling you again to be a repeat agent to help them buy and sell their house because they know you're going to be awesome. And you could potentially reach 27 people for every transaction that you worked on. Let's talk about that a little bit more. So what is the life cycle of a homeowner? Think about this for a minute. What is the life cycle of a homeowner? First, they buy, right? They go from renting or living at home and they buy a home. Next, they may customize the home. Now, homeowners may go through every one of these steps of the life cycle and they may skip a few, but definitely they're going to be in the maintain cycle the longest, and that's where you're going to be building your relationship, is through the maintain section. They're going to be expanding. Maybe they're going to buy a bigger house or something like that. They may look for improvements as they're living in the home. Then they're going to stage the home so that they can then buy or sell again. So this is the life cycle of the homeowner. And as you can tell, the longest cycle is the maintain cycle. So what we want to do is, in order to get the best clients ever, is to catch them in the first buy cycle and or the sell/buy cycle, and then maintain that relationship in between all of that so that they are then going ahead and referring their friends. So what can you do to be a resource for them during that life cycle? Well, you can refer a concrete guy, a landscaper, a roofer, a plumber, a dog groomer, a gym membership, the local hair cutter. I mean, there's a lot of different things that homeowners are looking for. And if you are providing that to them, then you have become a resource, not just a salesperson to them. Another one of my favorite marketers is Jay Bear. He wrote the book Utility. He says customer service is the new marketing, and I totally believe this for every entrepreneur, that you need to provide excellent customer service. When you get a call or an email from Zillow, we need to be getting back with those people within 10 minutes to let them know what's going on or to provide them one-on-one service that they need. So I don't see many agents at all who are more than just an agent. Providing customer service to your sphere of influence will make you the go-to person, and it will keep you in front and in the front mind whenever real estate comes up in a discussion. So let's talk about a few tips. How can you provide customer service? Real estate agents need to build trust. They need to provide value and become a resource for their current sphere of influence so that they're remembered. Okay, so we are constantly building and lead generating, but once we get those people in our lead generation funnel, in the machine, we need to circulate them through that machine so that we are at the top of their mind. We want our emails opened. We want them on our Facebook page sharing our information. We want other people in their sphere of influence to see that we are the agent to go to. So let's show you, I'm going to show you this little video here. This is a video of Brandon. This is the video that he sent to me, and he said, hey, how can I make this a revenue generating item? One of the things I always recommend to agents is to do these types of videos, and Brandon does them very well. A couple of suggestions that I made to him was that in any of these videos, he does not mention that he's a real estate agent. He does not tell them to come over to his website or to contact him for their his sell or their needs. But what he does do, the main important ingredient here, is that he shows them a piece of home ownership in this short video. Now remember, when you're doing marketing, it's not about you. Real estate agents like to talk about real estate. They like to talk about the market, title companies, all of that kind of stuff. But the fact is that's not about you. It's about them. It's about the homeowners. So these videos, this video series that Brandon created, He just needed to make a few tweaks. So now he has this up on his website where you get the first video for free on his Facebook page, and then you go over to his website, and to get an email, he then gives you 10 more of these short videos. He paid $40 for each of these videos to be created, and they're short 1-minute videos that show you how to do something. One of them is to set up a zip line in your house, which is really cool. But as you could see at the very beginning, let me go ahead and play it again. Oh, let's go ahead and play that again. At the beginning, you can see he is getting a lot of traffic on these videos. I recorded this video about a week after he posted the video, and he had already had 1,000 views on this video. So this is a really great opportunity for you to stand out above other agents. So let's go back to the statistics. 13% of homes sold in Utah are by FSBOs. So how could you get in touch with those FSBOs? I have a great system for you to be able to get the email addresses and be able to have a conversation with these FSBOs. This is a huge percentage in Utah. I'm not sure what it is in other states. I'm just studying Utah in this particular presentation. But remember, the best way to determine how to be of value for your current sphere of influence is to think like a homeowner, and some of the homeowners you're going to be reaching out to are going to be trying to sell their own home to save on that commission. So give them what they need in the life cycle of their home. Don't just be a salesperson. This creates fame for you. So increasing your sphere of influence is adding new people daily, and there's a lot of different ways you can do that. One way with these FSBOs is to maybe provide on your website a FSBO packet. So you send them something, or you can even drop something off at their house. You could post this on Facebook. You can do a lot of different things with this, but it's a for sale by owner packet that says, hey, I'm not giving you this so that you will hire me as your agent. I just want you to have the best selling experience, and so I'm going to provide you with the forms that you'll need. And included in the forms that you've downloaded that are the forms for sale by owners, you include like a list of things they need to do to prepare their home, a list of places they can advertise their home, and other things like that. And you're providing value to that for sale by owner homeowner. And then after 2 weeks of them trying to sell it on their own, they see how difficult it is, who are they going to call? Are they going to call the guy who dropped off a postcard or mailed them a postcard or stuck their business card in the door frame, or who just called on the sign and that kind of thing? Or are they going to call the person who already provided them value? This increases your sphere of influence directly to qualified leads. Richard Branson said, if you want to stand out in the crowd, give people a reason not to forget you. So what makes your team unforgettable? If you are becoming a resource to homeowners in every way, shape, and form, you are not going to be forgotten for sure. Now, let's move on to perception, because perception equals reality. The way we dress, the actions we take, the services we provide is the perception that others have of us. So our clients' perceptions is their reality, right? So if you ask someone like your brother or somebody to give your perspective, you're going to get something different than if you ask a stranger on the street, right? Seth Godin says that if you don't have time to do it right, what makes you think you'll have time to do it over? So don't waste time not considering or working on perception. Barbara Corcoran didn't. Let me show you what she did to change her perception. So Barbara Corcoran, when she heard that Madonna was moving to New York, this was before Barbara was Barbara, you know, before she was the person that everybody knew as a real estate mogul. She heard that Madonna was moving to New York, so she actually wrote an article that said the top 25 things that Madonna will be looking for in the home that she buys. And she sent that out to 25 different newspapers, and one of them actually advertised it. And through that article that was written, she actually got a call, believe it or not, from Richard Gere's agent, who said, hey, Richard's looking to buy a home in New York as well. Would you be Richard's agent? So the newspaper listed her as real estate agent to the stars, and then she actually was. So she created a perception that she would know what Madonna was looking for. Then she started being the real estate agent for Richard Gere. Now, as we know, she has come a long way. And one of the things we also need to look for is endorsements. So she created a perception by writing these articles and making herself an authority. And now she does endorsements for other real estate agents. What if you could get these type of endorsements as well? And what if you could get this type of recognition? So the types of recognition that we need to be looking for are online, in social media, in magazines, articles online and offline, whether it's newspaper or whatever, TV, news. We can write reports. We can do Q&As. If you do a Q&A on your YouTube channel, you can become an authority. You can do our own events like the ones that I recommend for quarterly events for all of my agents. We can become a recognition through referrals. We can go to BNI, which is a great way to get referrals. And we can write a book. If you write a book, you automatically become an authority. Here's another way you can become an authority. So you may or may not know some of these people, but in the online world, these people are pretty famous. So Ryan Dice here in the top left, I met at an event at Infusionsoft. And just by simply taking a picture with Ryan and posting that, that shows a certain perception of me. The same with Kim Garce next to that picture. So all of these people are actually online celebrities, and I've gotten my picture taken with them. I've been at their events. Sue over here, the Insta expert, I've actually done work for her, and we've made videos together and that kind of thing. And so this creates a perception. And you can do this too. It's not difficult. The next thing we need to do for relationships is to do some niche branding. What if you were the $1 Million Listing Brothers? That's who this picture is. What if you were the Power Brokers, the Property Boys, or the Short Sale Specialists? By niche branding yourself, you're able to really touch the heart of what people are looking for. And like I said, even if you niche brand, you will still be hitting all around the target. But you look super focused, and you're able to really target your marketing by doing these things. Now, do you do just one of these, become the short sale specialist? No, you don't have to just do one. You can do all of them. You can be a selling agent, a buying agent, short sell, all of the different types of selling that you can do. You can become one of those. So this is Lloyd Baird. He's actually my uncle and a great guy. He actually teaches at Boston University at the business school. And one of the best pieces of advice that he ever gave me, he told me that 25% of my income should go back into marketing every single time. And I totally believe this. The fact is that the agents I see who are not being successful are not investing in themselves. And or they're not tracking their ROI, so they really don't know where their money is going or how it's helping them. Let me tell you about one agent I helped with to receive a 334% of his ROI. Basically, he had a dead list of about 2,000 people, and I went in and I emailed all of these 2,000 people, and I said, thank you so much for being a part of course I used the agent's name in this, but thank you so much for being a part of my list and for referring people to me for your real estate needs. I would really like to give you a gift, and if you could just click here and schedule a time to stop by my office, I'd like to give you a gift. We spent about $209 on this actual thing that we were doing, and he actually had, I think he said he had 10 people say they forgot he was a real estate agent, and he had a handful of people who actually emailed him and ended up on the phone with him so that he could work with some real estate issues that they had. And then he had 14 people out of that 2,000 dead list actually show up at the office. At the end of the day, he actually earned commissions of over $70,000 in a 6-month time period. So that is a pretty big return on investment. And you can do this too. Imagine if his list had not been dead. We would have done something a little different because you really don't want more than like 20 people showing up at your office in a day or two. But the fact is that in that little amount spent, he earned $70,000 in commissions over that 6 months. Pretty terrific return on investment. So to recap, number one is strategy. You need to plan, track, analyze, rinse, and repeat. Number two, you need to have a lifecycle relationships and nurture your current SOI. The next thing you need to do is create fame so that you get lead generating events going, and you have your list building, and you're meeting new people and increasing your SOI. So now that I've given you some tips on this presentation, hopefully you will be able to take a look at this, grab some things that will work for you, and you'll be able to start increasing your marketing efforts. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the art of powerful marketing, and you're going to be able to use some of these tactics in your own real estate business. But why stop there? Go ahead and grab your strategic planner and tracker right now so that you can get started today doing the main steps that you need to do in order to be able to be successful with your marketing strategies. What's stopping you? Grab it now.